All right, welcome in. It is Ohio State versus Maryland at big noon kickoff on Fox. And we have some top headlines here, big time, from the Columbus Dispatch. Just happened a couple minutes ago. Ohio State running back Trevyon Henderson is out. He led Ohio State in rushing through the first month of the season. He will be unavailable against Maryland. He is among 6 scholarship players who are listed as out on the Buckeyes pregame availability report released 2 hours ahead of the kickoff. So the report did not specify the nature of Henderson's injury. He missed 5 games last season because of a broken bone in his left foot that required surgery back in December, and he made a full recovery. Trevyon Henderson rushed for a season-high 104 yards in the Buckeyes' 17-14 win at the last second against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago, including a 61-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. But that is not good. But his absence figures to prompt the Buckeyes Chip Trayanum, who has been the primary back behind Henderson. And I don't know where Mayan Williams has been, but Coach Ryan Day said earlier this week that Mayan Williams was also up for a larger role against the Terrapins following a good week at practice. So Henderson out, Trayanum and Mayan Williams back in business. And we haven't even seen Mayan Williams. I don't even think Coach Day's even sprinkled him in there this season yet. So I don't know what's going to happen. But look out for the offensive line. They're going to have to be tough in the trenches again. They're going to have to be tough the rest of the way. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's big news coming in Ohio State at the Horseshoe and the Columbus Dispatch just 5 minutes ago. So that's not good. All right, so we're just going to look at the Red River rivalry. I'm going to keep it short and sweet on ABC at noon, so you can flip back and forth from Fox and ABC. Number 12, Oklahoma takes on number 3, Texas, and Texas has been coming on strong with Quinn Ewers. Texas is favored at home by 5 against Oklahoma. The Boomer Sooners, I don't know what's going to happen, but the Sooners QB Gabriel leads number 12 Oklahoma into annual grudge match against number 3 Texas in Dallas. And they are favored by a little bit. Now, the matchup predictor here on ESPN actually has Oklahoma winning. But Ewers has 1,358 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 1 interception, 10-1 TD interception ratio, which is really good. He's a Heisman candidate. Rushing yards, Brooks, 597 yards with 5 touchdowns. Major, the 199 for Oklahoma. And the receiving looks pretty good, evenly matched up and receiving in with Worthy and Anthony. And then the Cotton Bowl here, tickets $341 if you want to get up in the nosebleed. And I said it's going to be it's the Cotton Bowl, noon on ABC, 64 degrees there in Dallas, over under 60.5. We're going to make our picks now. Texas gets it, but do they cover the spread? I don't think so. So Oklahoma will lose, but cover. Over under, we're going to go over 60.5. You heard it here first. All right, next. LSU, Missouri, number 23 versus number 21. Battle of the unbeatens with a Red River rivalry, but LSU's lost 2, and they're still in the top 25. Pretty crazy. And that's at noon, too, if you want to switch back and forth. Put the trifecta TVs on, ESPN, ABC, and Fox. Watch Ohio State, watch Oklahoma and Texas, Red River rivalry, LSU, and Missouri. Missouri, and here it is. It has LSU winning by, 71% according to ESPN Analytics. Daniels versus Cook, and they're pretty close, but Cook, perfect so far for the Miz. 1,468 yards and 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Look out for Cook. Hopefully he goes perfect again, and they might get the dub. At home at Memorial Stadium, tickets as low as $64. And let's see, 429 yards allowed, 317 yards allowed for Missouri. So LSU's letting them go down the field, and it doesn't look good. They just lost at Ole Miss 55-49 like a week ago. All right. And this is at noon on ESPN, 55 degrees at kickoff. LSU is favored by 5.5. Over under 64.5. We just gave you the stats. Cook 'em Cook. They're going to win. Missouri outright. Over under 66. Give me 66 with the over. Next, here we go. We're going to pick, how many is that? 1, 2, 3. We're going to do, let's go down to the nightcap. ESPN, after the game, Kentucky versus Georgia. Number 1. They've been kind of teeter-totter in here. I'm surprised they're still stuck at number 1. I'd be putting Michigan at 1 and Ohio State at 2. But that's just me because I'm a Big Ten guy, and I love the game, which is going to be the last the game this year. And they're going to be switching all up because of the freaking Big Ten conference and all the things that's going on. But we're not getting into that. Georgia's favored by 86%. Beck versus Leary. Beck, he's not all that great. He's only got 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, but he's got a lot of passing yards. So it's going to be a battle in the trenches again. And then I think I'm just going to do Kentucky. Screw it. They're both unbeaten, but it is at Georgia, I believe. Yes, it's at Georgia, so that's going to be a tough one for Kentucky Wildcats to come in and win. But they are undefeated. They've beat Florida and at Vanderbilt, destroyed Akron, EKU. That was pretty close, 28-17. And then Ball State 44-14 so far this season. 65 degrees in Athens. Georgia's favored by 14. Give me Kentucky outright. I'm taking it. 14 Kentucky all the way. And on the over about 51 or 52. Give me that. And then we're going to do the Michigan-Minnesota game. I'm going to get to the Ohio State game here in a second. But Michigan-Minnesota, Michigan looking pretty good. They're pretty solid. They're getting up and down and stuff with J.J. McCarthy. I've been listening in the Michigan camp that they're not really excited about JJ, but he's getting there. He's getting there. He's starting to be a premier quarterback in the Big Ten. But he has 1,000 passing yards, 10-3 TD interception ratio against Calicomanis, a 5-4 TD interception ratio. But Michigan should destroy Minnesota. They will be at Huntington Bank Stadium in Minnesota. Tickets as low as $43. So look for Blake Corum to go off. He'll have probably 150-yard rushing day. And the Minnesota allows a lot of rushing yards, almost 200 yards a game. So there you go. Michigan destroyed Nebraska last week at Nebraska, 45-7. Sorry, Cornhuskers, you got tossed. Here in Minnesota, 51 degrees. Michigan's favored by 18.5. They should cover over under 46. Let's go 48 with it. We're going to keep it nice and squeaky clean. There it is. Ohio State taking on Maryland later on, or here in about an hour or so. So McCord, number 4, Ohio State can't afford a letdown against Tagovailoa. And then Tua's little brother there in Maryland. How long has he been there, guys? I think Tua's been there. I think he's about a senior now. But he's a 13-3 interception ratio, 6-1 McCord. McCord's getting stride. He's getting better and better as the weeks go on. So hopefully they'll put him in a Heisman candidate here soon. But Trevyon Henderson almost getting 300 yards so far. But he is out, like we said. And Harrison Jr. is going to step it up. McCord to Harrison. But Lou, I want Coach Day to mix up run and pass because they got a little bit too pass heavy there at the end of the game and against Notre Dame and South Bend. So kind of keep the run game going if we can get it started in the trenches. Tickets as low as $30 there at Ohio Stadium. All day, every day, Ohio State, Ohio State, Ohio State. Favored by 17. They'll win by 24. 55.5 over under. Give it 60 plus. Ohio State's going to go off. Mayan Williams is going to have himself a day because he needs to show up and prove himself because he has been out all season so far. Coach Day, start in the trenches. Get them tough. Whatever you got to do to piss them off, get it done. And that's what he did on the people got a lot of scrutiny under Coach Day because of what he said against Notre Dame when they won. But I liked it. Whatever you got to do to get your boys fired up, do it. All right, there it is. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.